friends! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Maria. I'm a bookseller, bibliophile, scribbler, girl whose English major, girl whose books are her entire life, and I haven't been here in a while and I'm sorry. Actually, maybe I don't have to say that because by the time you've seen this, I've uploaded my mid-year freakout tag, and if you're noticing the same outfits, because I just finished filming that one, but I thought I'd film the intro to this one. I kind of filmed somewhat of an intro yesterday when I was very sick and at midnight, and it was in my nightgown, old lady nightgown. That's not like it wasn't a salacious video. I logged onto Instagram to see if we got the prompts for summerween. And instead I saw this from Heather Fawcett, book 4 setting reveal, so I'm going to take a moment to freak out. Give me 1 second. Book 4 setting reveal will be set in, drumroll please, the Black Forest. The Black Forest! I don't know where the Black Forest is. It's in Germany! It's in Germany. Okay, the summerween prompts are as follows, like on my laptop right here, so if I'm looking down, it's because I'm reading. The first summerween prompt is to read a book in the dark or at night. I feel like I read in the morning and at night, but for me, this prompt, maybe I should get the books. Maybe that's what should happen. To me, this book means something to read by flashlight or by candlelight, but I feel like I read by candlelight most nights, so maybe I'll try to read by flashlight. That being said, do I have a flashlight? No. To me, this book means no other book but The Secret of the Old Clock by Nancy Drew. What is my brain? By Carolyn Keene. I was such a Nancy Drew girl growing up. I was also a Riverdale girl when I was 14. We don't have to talk about it. The first 2 seasons were good. I stand by that. But point is, me at my core has always loved a mystery, especially if she wears a cool outfit while she does it. I haven't revisited the Nancy Drew books in so many years, and I would love to do that this summer. So I'm hoping to read the first book during this readathon, book in the dark at night. I'm hoping to do this by a flashlight. More likely by candlelight. I don't own a flashlight. I'll try to get my hands on one. Read a thriller or a mystery book. I was going to read the Oxford Guide to Scandal and Lies. Got about 80 pages into this book and I DNF'd it softly. I was liking it, I was loving it. I could tell it wasn't going to be a 5-star, or it wasn't feeling like a 5-star. And I am in a bad reading slump, you guys. That doesn't mean I'm not reading. I read 9 books last month. None of them were 5 stars. Don't even get me started on Infinity Stars. I haven't found one in years, it feels like, in May. But it was a while. It's been a while. For the second prompt, I have a few options. I don't really have too many horror books. I don't really have any horror books. But in terms of thriller or mysteries, I thought we could go with a middle grade of sorts. I thought that could be fun because I think nothing screams summerween like a middle grade horror book. It's so fun. We've got Spindlewood. This is an arc. It comes out in July, so I need to read it. I need to catch up on some arcs. It looks really cute, looks right up my alley. Love the cover artist. I don't know who it is, but it's beautiful. We've also got mystery-wise, A Treacherous Tale by Elizabeth Penny. This is part of the Cambridge Bookshop series. Never read one of these, but I love a cozy mystery. Maybe we'll pick this up. I don't know. My slump says I want to read nothing. We've got When We Were Monsters. Is this an arc? Yes. Did it come out a year ago? Yes. I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't read books. You're assuming a lot here. This is by Jennifer Niven, which if you were a teenager in the 2010s, or I wasn't a teenager in the 2010s, if you were a tween in the 2010s, yes I was. Okay, we're gonna start again. Hi. I loved Jennifer Niven in high school when I read All the Bright Places. That book tore my heart out of my chest. It was one of my favorite books at the time. I could put me in the biggest reading slump. But I haven't read a Jennifer Niven book in years because in my mind she's like very teen girl, kind of Fault in Our Stars-esque, not to put any dirt on the name John Green because I love him so much. but you know, just that kind of like classic teen love story, sad girl, Tumblr-esque book. So when I found out she's gonna write a dark academia mystery, I was like, this is wild, I need it. And we got the arc, so I got it, but I haven't read it, so maybe I should do that. And she's a writer in this book, it's following a writer, so that sounds perfect. So tell me why I'm so averse. I don't know. It also has pink on the cover, so we could potentially use it for that prompt. City of Ghosts. I picked this up in Edinburgh, so it has Edinburgh rain. This is following a girl who can see ghosts in Edinburgh. It's also by V. Schwab, and I've never read it. I have A Beautiful and Terrible Murder on loan from the library. On premise, this is my perfect book, but premises haven't been working out for me. We also have The Invocations, which has been on my TBR for 2 years now, and also has pink on the cover, but it is a horror book. It is on the lengthier side, so we'll see. Again, my brain doesn't want to read anything. A book with pink on the cover. I was thinking maybe I would reread Immortal Consequences. It is definitely a spookier autumnal read. It is set in a magic school in Purgatory. It's very Harry Potter-esque, dark academia, which is what I've definitely been craving. I've been craving a really good dark academia. It's got my children in it, and the sequel is coming out in a couple weeks here, and I really need to get on it. It's got pink on the cover, so I guess we could use this. We also have The Invocations, like I said, which does have pink on the cover, or not even remotely spooky at all, but I started this book as an audiobook and I'm really enjoying it. I'm only on chapter 2, but honestly, I've been getting bored a chapter into books recently. Reading slump is slumping. A Dangerous Alliance. I've never heard of this book. I was in one of my favorite libraries that has the best teen section. A lot of times, like, the YA section is kind of slept on, but I found this and I was like, what is this? I need to read it, because it said an ostentatious romance, and I'm in my Jane Austen era, and I was like, I need this book. So coming of age story about this girl who loves Jane Austen. I don't know much else, but I don't really need to know much else. Chapter 2, really loving it. I'm already feral for the romance. I hope that it stays that way, because nothing's going well. But it also has pink on the cover, not scary. But maybe we'll pick that up. Can you tell I'm losing my mind? Read a book with less than 250 pages. We don't have much to speak of here. And that is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. I read Pride and Prejudice back in March and I absolutely loved it, and I've been meaning to read more Jane Austen, but I haven't. So I thought we'd start with Northanger Abbey, because I've heard mixed things, but I think I'm gonna love this book, and I've also been wanting to watch the movie for a while, because I have so many stills from that movie saved on my Pinterest board, so I think it's time. I am 18 pages in. It's going well so far. Okay. It is approximately 240 pages, which falls exactly 11 pages short of the 250 pages. And oh, Nancy Drew is also quite short. It is less than 200 pages, so maybe if we run out of time, this will fill 2 prompts, but we'll see. That is my tentative, insane, rambling TBR for Summerween. Today's the first day, July 3rd. Hello. I make 0 promises to stick to any of these books. I am losing my mind in this reading slump. Reading is my #1 thing. It is my entire personality. So to me, a reading slump isn't not reading. I have a 200-day streak, 100 and something rather day streak on Fable, so I read genuinely every day. Reading to me isn't something I never want to do. It's something I want to do all the time. To me, a reading slump is when I'm not enjoying the books I'm reading, when the 5-star predictions aren't predicting that that kind of reading slump. Usually I'm good with telling what I like, and when I'm not, I know I'm having problems. So that's what's happening right now. The goal of Summerween is to read spooky books, get inspired for autumn. I was honestly reading a lot of spooky middle grade last month because I couldn't wait. So hopefully we read some spooky middle grade, because again, to me, that is Summerween. But I make no promises, because I just need a 5-star, and if we can find a 5-star, dare I say, if we can find an Infinity Star by the end of this week, I will be the happiest girl in the whole dang world. And yeah, that is my update. I believe this readathon runs until the 9th. The 9th? It does not say. I think it's the 9th, the 3rd to the 9th. Anyways, I'm incredibly excited. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Let's do some reading. We're gonna start with, I don't know where my books are. We're gonna start with Northanger Abbey. Jane Austen, hoping she can pull me through. My girl Jane, let's go. Okay, so I'm reading Northanger Abbey and I'm 40 pages through, and I just got to this passage that said that Catherine and Isabel, who are best friends, like to read novels together, and my friends and I love to read together. We have little reading parties all the time, and that was just such a sweet little connection to make. But I'm very endeared to Catherine already. How girlhood has not changed in 200 years, because this is what Isabella is saying about her friend, Miss Andrews. She says, "I think her as beautiful as an angel, and I'm so vexed with the men for not admiring her. I scold them all amazingly about it." I love them. Summerween Day 2, and I wanted to give you a little bit of a reading update. Hopefully you can see something in this god-awful lighting, and I'm sorry. Okay, so in terms of spooky books, I thought Northanger Abbey would be a good one for that, because it's Jane Austen's gothic kind of take on the genre, and I am 60 pages through this one, and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's like a reader's dream. It's so funny too. I'm giggling at so much of this. And I also started Dangerous Alliance as an audiobook, but I was really liking it, so I also picked up the physical copy, and I am 100 pages into that one. This follows this girl named Victoria, whose sister kind of falls into disarray, and so she has to take on the familial burden of getting married and all of that. But she's a huge Jane Austen fan, and she's very introverted, and so when she's kind of tasked to take on this year's season, she turns to her books, and she constantly asks what Elizabeth Bennet would do, which me too, I do the same thing. There's like 2 love interests that they're hinting at, but I am rooting for Tom. He was her childhood best friend, and there was a fallout, and we don't really know what went wrong, but I know that he didn't do anything wrong, because he is a gem, and I'm very excited to find out what happened here. I'm hoping to not spend too much time on this book during the readathon, just because it isn't spooky at all. But yeah, those are my reading updates. I'm hoping to get quite a chunk read tonight, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. I'm gonna go see Supergirl with my friend, so that should be very, very fun. Yay! Good morning. Actually, no. Immediately I'm wrong. Good afternoon, evening, friends. It is the 3rd day of Summerween, and I have not finished any books so far during this readathon. And I realized it's probably because I forgot how long it takes me to read Jane Austen. As much as I love her books, I think the the Regency dialect really does get to me, which is so funny because the Victorian dialect, don't even blink at. But for some reason, Regency, I'm just like, let me reread this paragraph for the dozenth time. So I'm hoping to read this book throughout the readathon and maybe get a start on some spookier, classically summerween books. And to me, that starts with Nancy Drew, The Secret of the Old Clock. I really wanted to read a middle grade, and to me, Nancy Drew is the perfect summerween book. Sorry, my dog is crying because he's not with me. Let me grab him. Number Paluchin, here he is. He has a little cone currently, very Anne Boleyn of him, but we love him. Oh, dog, he is totally fine. He just had some allergies in the cones to keep him from scratching or biting or anything, so he is fine. He is a great good boy in great shape. The doctor said he looks great for his age. So all is well with him, if anyone was concerned. But yes, I think I'm gonna start The Secret of the Old Clock. I was such a Nancy Drew kid growing up. I wanted to be Nancy so bad. I wanted to be all the cool girl detectives, and I've become none of them. But especially watching Supergirl this morning, I just was reminded of all the really great women who inspired me in my life. Yes, those women were Nancy Drew, a 19-year-old girl, and Supergirl. Specifically the 2016 TV show. I actually started rewatching it after I got home because I needed some Kara Zor-El in my life. And specifically the Kara in that TV show is who I wanted to be when I grew up. So I just wanted some nostalgia in my life, and I'm only 2 episodes into my rewatch of almost 10 years. It's been almost 10 years since I originally watched that show, but so far it's holding up and I'm loving it. Anyways, all this to say, I'm gonna start The Secret of the Old Clock today, and I'm gonna use that as my read a book in the dark prompt. Yes, and hopefully we can finish this in one day, so at least on the 3rd day I don't leave you guys without a finished book. If anyone was wondering you're not here to hear my cinematic thoughts, but if you wanted to know my thoughts on Supergirl, I liked it. I'm not a film critic or anything. I liked it. I didn't love it. I wanted there to be like more of an overarching theme or an overarching plot. I felt like it was very, I mean, there was a purpose, but I kind of found it very lackluster. So like a solid 3.5 stars. Maybe I am super partial to the TV show, the Supergirl of my heart. But yeah, it was a good time, and I got to hang out with my friend and grab coffee afterwards, which was amazing, and I got a slushie. So all in all, a good time, and I'm gonna head to work in just a little bit, but I wanted to grab my current read, which is Nancy Drew. For the first time, this is my first ever reread. Maybe that's not right. I feel like I probably picked it up again when I was 14, but my first reread in so long, so I'm very excited about this one. And yeah, I will come back to you later tonight with reading updates, so I'm excited about that. I finally finished a book during this readathon, and that was The Secret of the Old Clock by Nancy Drew. Nope. Nancy Drew, The Secret of the Old Clock by Carolyn Keene. I absolutely loved my reread of this. I think it was slower paced than I originally remember it being. Still, absolutely loved it. I think they really laid the groundwork for Nancy's personality really well. You can really see like how committed she is to helping others, and she's such a kind person, and she's so in touch with like girlhood, and she loves like clothes and fashion and her car, but that doesn't stop her from being a great detective and really smart, and I think that was such important messaging.
So I loved this. I can't wait to continue my reread of it. I don't know if I've ever reread this. Maybe when I was 14, I was really into like Riverdale, and I know that there was quite a few Nancy Drew mentions on that show, so maybe I picked it up again. But yeah, it's been forever either way, and I absolutely loved this book. I gave it 4.5 stars. I'm excited to see what the next book will be, because I remember liking the second book more, so we'll see how that goes. So this satisfies the prompt: a book under 250 pages and a book I read in the dark. I'm gonna try to only use it for one, but we'll see. A book read in the dark for sure, because I read this by candlelight, and unfortunately couldn't find my flashlight to read it with a flashlight, which would have been really cool because she uses one, and obviously the Nancy Drew logo is like a little flashlight. So anyways, but this satisfied one of the prompts. Okay, this is my current reading plans. I have about 2 hours before I want to like start getting ready to head out for my orthodontist appointment. So yeah, that is the current plan. Okay, I've got good news and bad news. The bad news is I did miss my ortho appointment. I wrote down the time wrong. I wrote it down like an hour later. So I was about to leave and they gave me a call and they're like, hey, you're not here. And I'm like, don't I have an hour? And they're like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. The good news is I have more time to read and do other things that I want to do today. Not that I was excited to go to the orthodontist, but it was something to cross off my checklist. So I rescheduled the appointment, and yeah, I can just have a chill rest of the day. Hi friends, it's currently July 9th, which is Last Kiss Day to those who celebrate, but it is also the last day of the summerween readathon. However, I feel like summerween has a very specific vibe and a very specific feel about it, and I don't feel like I've met that, and it is definitely my fault. Call it perfectionism, but I haven't been like prioritizing summerween. Reading like 5 books in 7 days is a lot, and you do kind of need to clear your schedule for it. And I've been studying, I've been working on my novel, I've been editing videos, and I need to focus on one thing at a time. So I ask you to forgive me and indulge me in extending the summerween readathon until the 11th, the end of this week, which gives us 3 extra days here, and I have got reading plans. As for the little things I got to really soak in this readathon, this new cinnamon apple spice tea, which just smells like autumn. It kind of reminds me of the pumpkin rooibos tea that Trader Joe's has, but almost a little sweeter. It is incredible. I also have this Wuthering Heights candle. It says she burned too bright for this world. But I thought we could just light it throughout the readathon. It's kind of some spooky ambiance, because what's more spooky than Wuthering Heights? And she's kind of ghostly, and we've got a lot of ghostly mysteries to read, so I thought this could be super fun to light throughout. Okay, as for the activities I want to do, I definitely want to do a summerween spread in my reading journal. I want to go to a bookstore and scout out all the spooky middle grade. Maybe we'll do a library trip because I have some books I want to return, and maybe we'll like check out a new book. I just renewed my Disney Plus subscription, so we'll watch like a classic autumnal movie. I also want to have Scooby-Doo on repeat for the rest of this week, as well as watching the Gravity Falls Summerween episode. I thought that could be really fun. And yeah, we've got a lot of books to read, so I am going to stop yammering, turn on the AC, because even though I want it to be fall, it is not.
Summer what?
Summerween! The people of this town love Halloween so much they celebrate it twice a year.
I ended up taking a little bit of nap because, again, not feeling too hot, but I have progressed a little bit into City of Ghosts. I am 80 pages through, and I wasn't expecting the amount of Harry Potter references that are in here. The first one's like halfway through and they land in Edinburgh, and she has like a red and yellow striped suitcase, and she goes, yes, I'm a Gryffindor. And then she describes the hotel that they're staying in as reminiscent of Grimmauld Place, and I loved that. And obviously it's in Edinburgh, which was like the birthplace of Harry Potter. There's like 10 cities that claim they're the birthplace of Harry Potter, but I feel like Edinburgh is the real one. I also have a cup of tea, and I put it in my little potion mug. It says, from the Apothecary of Horace E. Slughorn, and it smells like autumn, so we're gonna do some more reading. I put on Alexandra Rosalind's Summerween video from a couple years ago, so we are soaking in all the Summerween vibes, and I'm gonna get through this book today. I can't say that I'm feeling much better, but I did finish City of Ghosts by V. Schwab with an hour left of the day. It's currently 11, and I absolutely loved this. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. This was such a fun, spooky middle grade. I mentioned before, but the main character is a Potterhead, and she's in Edinburgh, which is the birthplace of Harry Potter. And it just made for such a good reading experience. Also, the friendship in this is so sweet. I'm intrigued to see how it will progress, because obviously Jacob, her best friend, is a ghost. That's not a spoiler, it's on the back, and she is obviously in a complicated relationship and with ghosts, and she goes through some feelings about ghosts through this book, so I'm excited to see like how that will progress. I don't know when I'll continue the series. I'm really bad with continuing middle grade series because there just doesn't seem to be too many stakes, but it's only a trilogy, so hopefully I finish it soon. So we are officially 2 books down in the readathon. We read this one for Read a Book in the Dark. I also think the way that this is going to work out, this might also have to cover the read a book less than 250 pages prompt, because this one was a little bit over 250 pages, and yeah, but we read this one for the read a horror or thriller book prompt. This one's fun. And then I thought we could move on to Invocations, because it is a lengthier read and I want to give it as much time as possible. So yeah, let's get into this. Sorry if you can hear my fan, but it's literally so warm and I don't wanna turn it off. Just got back from taking pollution on a walk. My friend's about to pick me up and we're about to head to work. I made some progress in Invocations. I decided I probably won't reread If We Were Villains by the time I book club, just because, I don't know, I started it and I wasn't really feeling a reread of If We Were Villains. I feel like everything is still kind of fresh in my mind, so we'll just have to go with my old takes and hope they like them. But Invocations is going really well so far. I really enjoyed all the characters. So far we're getting more of 2 than the 1, and one of those 2 is I think going to be my favorite character, and then one of them is probably my least favorite character, but they're all still very enjoyable and likable, even though they're all really going through it, and I'm just like rooting for them all equally in turn. I just hope everything works out for them. I think Zara Jones is my favorite main character. She has this moment where she's like describing her outfit, and she's like, and they were all in different shades of brown. And I was like, oh my god, she's me. Not too much else to update you on, but having a good time. I also think I didn't end up making it to the library yesterday before work, but I think I'll make it today. I've got like 30 minutes before my shift, so yeah, I think we'll stop in and pick up the clackety. Yeah, let's go do all of those things. Good morning, friends. It's not that early, it's 7 in the morning, but I woke up at 5 or 6 today. I just could not get to sleep after I woke up, and so I decided to get some reading done. I made myself a cup of coffee in another autumnal mug. This one says, "Every ending is a new beginning." It's very cheesy, but I love the little leaves. I think that's really sweet. And I made some progress in invocations. I'm now 100 pages through. I'm still definitely hoping to finish this today, so wish me so much luck. But I just got to the point where 2 of our main characters met, and everything's now out in the open. They both know what the other person like wants from the situation, and I'm honestly really liking invocations. I think that the author is doing a really good job kind of meshing like teen girl language with like a spookier autumnal story, and locking it in right now. Zara is my favorite character. She is so me-core. I really love her, and I'm so rooting for her. She's been through so much. I mean, they all have, but I feel like her especially, she's been through so much, and I just want her to have everything she's ever wanted in life. So I hope she gets a happy ending, because you don't always get that in horror novels. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I leave for book club in about an hour. Also, I am fully in my Camp Hapla t-shirt. I woke up and I wanted to do some cleaning, and I didn't want to do that in my pajamas, so I changed, and this is all I had lying around. You know you are a bookworm when you just have bookish merch lying around that you change into first thing in the morning. I'm gonna go do some cleaning and probably listen to my audiobook. I didn't tell you, but I did start A Sinister Summer, the second book. This is a middle grade horror series by Kirsten White, who is a renowned horror writer. I feel like she's written so much, and it's about this group of siblings who are like sent to live with their aunt who they've never heard of this one summer, and they get sent. The first book is about this like creepy abandoned water park, and the second one is about this like Transylvania summer. It's like Little Transylvania, so it's set in the States, but yeah, there's like a Dracula-esque character, which I'm very excited to find out more about. Yeah, it's reminding me a lot of Kate McKinnon's books. Some Quib series, which is so funny. Also, series Unfortunate Events. So I'm really enjoying the series so far, and I only have a little bit left on the audiobook, so I think I'm gonna try to finish that today as well. I realized I didn't properly update you before I left for book club. I ended up taking this one on a walk, and then afterwards there's just like no time, but I just got home and it was so much fun. I had a great time at book club, and then we browsed the bookstore a little bit, and it was all real great. And now I'm home. I won't be home for very long, just enough to like eat and pet Peluchin a little bit, and then I do have to go to work. But I do want to get some audiobooking in. Maybe I'll do some cleaning just for the hour, and yeah, but those are my plans
so tired. But I will be up for a lot of the day, so. I just got back home and I wanted to show you everything I got from the bookstore. I initially wanted to stop in because it is Ruinous End's release day. This is obviously the sequel to Immortal Consequences, which is one of my all-time favorite books. And I'm so incredibly excited for the completion of the duology. We have a novella coming, but this is the last bit of the actual story. Pollution wants to join us. And it's in my hands. It's got this beautiful sprayed edge. I love the cover even more than the first one. It's got like Blackwood Academy here, and it has these keys. I don't know what that's about, but I'll find out. And it's like embossed on the spine. I also think that if I love this one as much as Immortal Consequences, I will purchase the UK edition as well. I've read some FE sequels this year, so I am hoping for the absolute best. I hope it's just as good as the first one because I absolutely adore the first one. And I'm so excited for all the relationships to hopefully be endgame in this one. I'm very excited for this. But I also picked up, this one was from work, I picked up an ARC. It is Taylor Swift, the debut years. And this is obviously about Taylor Swift as a teenager making it in Nashville. I'm so excited. I've been in my fangirl era with Taylor Swift recently. I mean, when am I not in my Taylor era? But I feel like, especially with the wedding, she's been everywhere, and it's been so lovely to like watch her interviews and re-listen to some old albums. Been on a Tortured Poets kick recently, which is my second favorite album, so absolutely love that one. And so I'm excited to read about the debut era. I feel like I'll like know all this stuff already, but it's a good exercise. I also stopped by Goodwill and we picked up a couple DVDs. Picked up Good Will Hunting and Hocus Pocus, which is perfect for Summerween and Halloween subsequently. And then I picked up Percy Jackson, Sea of Monsters, the original movie, for my friend who is obsessed with Percy Jackson. I like Percy Jackson, but she is an OG fan, so I had to get this for her. And yeah, that is my, oh, I almost forgot one of the most excited bits. I got a candle for my Immortal Consequences reread and my read of Ruinous Ends, and that's the Dark Academia candle. It says, smells like melancholy moods and secret societies. Originally I was going to use the Wuthering Heights candle for my read, but I decided the Dark Academia candle fit a lot better, and I'll use my Wuthering Heights candle for something else. As for my invocations update, I am 175 pages through. I'm hoping to finish this tonight. It is almost 10 p.m. so we just gotta lock in and finish this. Really enjoying it. I think there's one character who, I don't think she's poorly written, but I feel like she has a lot of one-liners where they like say things sometimes where I'm like, I don't know if anyone has said that in the universe of ever, but other than that, I'm having a really great time with it. They're trying to solve the mystery of who killed these women. It's very personal because Zara's sister was one of the first victims of this killer, and they think this one person did it, but I have no faith in that. I don't think that that's what happened at all. So I'm interested to see who ends up having done it. Excellent.
English use, Maria. But I'm also listening to A Sinister Summer book 2. Don't remember what this one's called, but it's really good and spooky. They're at this like eerie spa that's like weird, and like the parents are separated from the kids and no one's allowed to go in like these hallways, and it's, I don't know, it is set in Little Transylvania, so I have a feeling there's gonna be like a vampire plot, but also the first book wasn't supernatural, so thinking maybe there's gonna be like some explanation for it. I'm very interested, but I'm liking it even more than the second one, and it's going great so far. I only have a couple hours left on the audiobook, so I'm hoping to do a summerween spread tonight after I finish Invocations, and maybe we'll finish off the audiobook while we listen to that, and that will be the end of our summerween reading vlog. And what a better way to end it than on the 13th, the spookiest day of the year. Nope, the spookiest day of the month. Okay, I'm gonna go lock in, do some reading, and finish up this summerween readathon. I realized I never filmed an outro, and I'm just about done editing this video. I finished reading these books a while ago, but I realized I never updated you on them. If you notice a little bit of a change of scenery, it's because I'm currently visiting my family in my hometown. And I'm so tired. I'm so tired. It's been a crazy number of travel days. But I did finish all of these videos by now. This is Dolly. He is my mother's dog. Everyone say hi, Dolly. Okay. Okay, he's being good for the camera. Hi, Betty. Oh, no, you're not that evil. No. I ended up really loving the Invocations. That was the last update I gave you, and I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. There was some things that I didn't like love about like the writing style, but I think overall it was a really great witchy time. And I loved all of the characters. I genuinely thought that they were really cool, and I thought the plot twist was really great as well. Honestly, I'm a little sad about it still. I wish it ended differently in that way, but they all are okay. All the characters ended up with happy endings in a way. I think my favorite book I read this readathon would probably be City of Ghosts by V. Schwab. This was just like such a perfect middle grade. I also really love Vampiric Vacation. I'm realizing I love all of these books. Overall, a really great readathon. I feel like every book I read, I absolutely loved. In terms of ranking, I think it would go City Ghosts, Secret of the Old Clock, maybe just like nostalgia's sake, Vampiric Vacation, and the Invocations last. I don't know. Genuinely, I thought it'd be fun to rank them, but I really loved all of them, and I think I gave them all 4 stars. Maybe it's not the best to rate them, but I genuinely love Vampiric Vacation. I think that's like the newest series I feel like I can speak on. This part of the Sinister Summer series by Kirsten White. And this one especially was so fun. The villain had kind of like an MLM going. So it's funny enough for like adults to enjoy, but I think like kids would have a really great time with it too, because the characters are so smart and very winning. And I just got my hold in for Camp Creepy, which is the 3rd book in the series. And I'm hoping to finish that by the time summer is over, which to me is kind of August, so we gotta wrap it up. But yeah, overall a really great readathon. I know we had some rocky bits, but I had a really great time hanging out with you guys, and I felt like I had thoroughly summerweened. So I hope you guys felt like you thoroughly summerweened vicariously. And if you guys read anything for summerween, or if you're doing summerween later, pop in the comments what you're reading or what your favorite book in this kind of genre is. Maybe I'll pick it up next year. Love you guys as always, and happy reading.